and welcome to another episode of Woman Witness Podcast, The Stories at the Well. I'm your host, Leah Fortier. Here on this platform, we bring to you voices of women that are out there making a positive impact, making a difference in their lives, in their community, and just the world around us. Today, I have a very special topic and a very special guest today. So I want you to lean in. Before I introduce her, I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit about who she is. Chelle Nae. She's an alternative R&B artist and a producer who supports creatives designing, achieving their dreams, and living a life through coaching and professional hypnotherapy. Chelle's main goal is to contribute to the world's healing using music and hypnotherapy as unique methods to fulfill this mission. She aims to share not just her professional background, but also her personal journey that guided her into this path of career and this path of artistry. So, without further ado, I am so excited to introduce my guest today, Chelle Nae. Hey, Chelle, welcome to the Well. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing so good, Chelle. I'm curious, and I'm so excited to have you here. I stalked you online. I love your music, and I love I love the different things that you do and how you sing your music. And I know we're gonna break it down into your specific craft and how you deliver your talent and your talent and your singing. But before we do, I want you to start by telling us a little bit about yourself. Who are you, and how did you get started on this journey?
So, my name is Chelle. I was born and raised here in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm still here in Phoenix. From what I was told, I've kind of been using my voice since I was a young child. I grew up in a very musical family, literally like all different types of art, not just music, but also like dance, any type of, I feel like, entertainment, multimedia. I have at least one family member that operates in that way. So I had a lot of opportunity to be immersed in the creative process at a very young age. The specific, I would say, like medium that drew me at a young age was singing. And so I've been writing music and singing since I was young. I've been auditioning for different things just because when I was little, I always wanted to be a singer. I always wanted to perform and be on stage ever since I saw, my family, more specifically my mom. She used to do a lot of music, not only just like R&B and gospel, but she also used to rap as well.
Yeah.
So just being able to have that close of, an example of just like the range of creativity and the capacity that you have to, utilize your voice and use words in a way to
Heal.
evoke emotion in some sort of
Yeah.
way, was always like a passion of mine. And not until recently did I realize that my voice extended beyond the singing and the music, but also being able to utilize it to help other individuals facilitate their own healing through hypnotherapy, through life coaching, and things of that nature. And just talking to people about their dreams and kind of figuring out ways to help them organize their thoughts so that way they can actually move forward and take action in the way that aligns with their creativity or whatever aspect it is that they want to accomplish in life. So throughout a series of like trial and error of just my own creative and intuitive and educational process, I've found that my niche is really just helping creators create again. And so that's what I'm doing now, along with just like making music that inspires people to feel more so than anything, not necessarily positive or negative. I guess the meaning of consciousness is just to become.
Yeah.
So that's really like my biggest goal when it comes to anything that I say or anything that I sing or anything that I create, is just to create a space for people to start feeling, which, facilitates the healing process as well.
Love that, man, Chelle. So you grew up in a family of singers and always looking up to your different family members. Who, if you don't mind me asking, who was your favorite artist that you looked up to?
As a child, I really loved Michael Jackson and Prince.
Mm.
I also
Yeah.
really love, yeah, Whitney Houston. I used to be a part of the church, and when I did, I used to really love Kiara Sheard.
Mhm.
So just really like vocalists that have a specific unique sound and a specific unique message as well. I feel like all those different people had a mission and a message, and they tried to operate in whatever those intentions were, like throughout their entire like creative experience.
I love that. Shall you talk about healing and using your music to heal and touch individuals? So, what is it? What is it that you aim to heal and uncover and get out of people?
I think for me, it's more about inspiring people to dream. I feel like the society that we live in, specifically the United States, creativity is kind of put on the wayside in regards to the capacity to create change. And so I think that a lot of creative people suffer because they don't feel like their work can be respected in the society that we live in, at least in America specifically.
Mhm.
So my greatest like passion is just inspiring people that are in the creative industry to take their creativity seriously and really like see themselves as a creative entrepreneur and understand that like you can make money, you can, live stably, or you can have stability and be creative. It's just more so about exploring all the multifacetedness of like who you are,
Mhm.
so that way it doesn't get understimulating, if that makes sense.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. I'm going to go into, I want to ask you, and this is off my notes, but I want to ask you about your last song that you recently written. What was the message in that song? Tell us the name of it and what was the message?
Honestly, I haven't really done much writing this year, just because I just released my project in January. So last year, I spent the last quarter of the year producing and engineering an album. And so I would say that that is my most recent body of work that I have actually written. Um, and the message is really just about transformation and just giving people insight into who I am and what I've experienced from an emotionally charged standpoint in order to kind of get people to explore, the different range of emotions that humans have the capacity to feel, and also inspire them to like create. That's really the biggest thing that I feel like my music evokes.
Love it, love it, love it. Talk to us about hypnotherapy and how you incorporate that into your music.
Yeah, so I haven't most recently incorporated the hypnotherapy aspect into my music, but I've been doing a lot of studying and certifications for hypnotherapy. And essentially, what hypnotherapy is just coaching for the conscious and subconscious mind. I think that what people have a hard time realizing is that emotions are actually stored in the subconscious mind based off
Mm.
of past experiences. And so when you're experiencing a present emotion, 9 times out of 10, it applies to some sort of pattern that your brain has established to alarm you to be aware of what's happening in those moments. And rather than kind of seeing it as like a crutch or seeing it as a trigger, you can actually see it as a tool to help you remove the blockages that your mind is pretty much making you aware of in order for you to be successful moving forward with whatever goals or ambitions you have in your life. And so the biggest thing that I think hypnotherapy and music shares is writing. With hypnotherapy, it's all about the neurons and being able to create those neural pathways that create change. And so music is kind of in the same way. When you utilize a metaphor in hypnotherapy, it pretty much makes your brain visualize things, which helps your brain kind of change. There's a chemical reaction that happens when you visualize, when you imagine, and when you utilize your creativity. And so hypnotherapy and music works in that same way. It's just one is to music, and the other one is just being able to use a tone to help people get into a meditative state of relaxation to actually deal with the subconscious mind.
My God. Like, so yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, so I want to say this. If you have not had an opportunity to listen to Chelle Nae's music, I urge you to go and listen to it. Now finish this interview and then run over to her page and listen to it. And I say that because I listen to your range, and I am by no means am I, I don't know anything about music. Don't get me to singing because I will, but I can't. But your range almost puts you into, I literally, there was one video that you did and I probably listened to it about 10 times because I'm literally I'm in the midst of what you're singing about. I can see myself. I can, I can feel every note and every tune that you do. And I say, and I know, considering what you just told us right now, this is intentional. So, how can I, who maybe don't have an ear for music, can't sing a tune, how can I find my own self and find my own craft in art, or find my own creativity through music, through some type of artistry? How can I do that, Shell?
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing is to just try, because the more you try, the better you get at something. And so it really just requires you to invest time in just like working through it. Everyone has a voice. It's just about figuring out your range and what works for you. And
Mm,
rather than like trying to like fit the song, create the song so that it fits you. So if you need to sing it
mm.
in a lower key, you can lower the key so that it fits your range. And so, yeah, that's like my biggest thing is just trying it and continuing to try it. And if you feel like you don't have the capacity to try on your own, then get someone to help you.
That's good. I could take that and run with it, honestly, in a lot of different ways, especially when we think about, getting a song, or taking, let's say, a book or a story, or even listening to this interview and finding yourself in that, in the midst of it, finding yourself, where do I belong and how can I tweak it, or how can I, take that first step into walking in my purpose and my divine calling, because, it may not be singing, or it may not be writing. I want to talk to you about your writing. So, with your mom being a singer, and you're coming from a family of singers, how did you get into writing? Did you see them write their own music?
I mean, not only do I have like musicians, I also have poets. My mom was a poet and she wrote poetry. My grandmother also writes poetry. And a couple other family members write poetry. Like we literally have like graphic designers, photographers, dancers, painters. We literally have every single creative medium in my family. And so being immersed in all of that kind of just inspires a lot of creativity. I don't know. I just can't. I just keep going back to creativity because it's literally all that I am, all that I do.
Oh, I love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, I want you to give us some specific examples of stories of women who have impacted your approach to your writing and singing.
It's mostly women like musicians, I would say, that inspire me the most. But there are also like different poets like Maya Angelou, and just like learning more about her story and what she had to overcome, and how she was able to take that pain that she experienced growing up and, repurpose it to inspire people like me, you know what I mean, that could resonate with some of the things that she experienced. I would also say, like, in the present time, like, I'm really inspired by her. I love the fact that she's so multifaceted and that she kind of just tries everything. Just really women that, embody everything that they are, and they don't question it. They kind of just work in all realms and fire at all on all cylinders. And I think that that is so crucial when it comes to being able to be successful in the creative industry, because you can't just focus on one lane. One thing that I learned about creatives is just we need a lot of stimulus, and so continuing to do the same thing over and over and over, it starts to get monotonous to where you
Yeah.
start to get uninspired. So being able to go from singing one day to dancing the other day to doing hypnotherapy one day to doing, psychic readings, it's all helping to kind of shape me in a well-rounded way, but also allows me to reach, way more people than if I just focused on singing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
mostly women who have that capacity, like Tiana Taylor. She started doing music, then she went into acting, and now she's actually creating films on her own as well, writing scripts and things like that. So I really am inspired by, just humans in general that are capable of maintaining just many facets in one human being, I feel like.
Right, right. I love that. Now, Shell, you make this sound amazing, make it sound really easy. Um, Tell us some of the hurdles that you faced along the way.
There's a line that I say in one of my songs, MVP. I say, the same mind that makes the music also brings the malice. And so What I mean by that is that the same place that I gain my creativity from has been a hurdle in regards to being able to actually share it with the world and be vulnerable and be open with like what I'm creating. I suffer from ADHD. Well, I don't suffer from it. I would say that.
Mm.
I experience the symptoms of ADHD, but I have worked through figuring out my own creative process to working around the issue of being able to like hold my attention on certain things or holding on to it too long.
I
So
like the
just
way you
being,
said
yeah, so becoming conscious and becoming more aware of like, okay, what am I actually doing? And is this, in alignment with what I say I'm supposed to be or supposed to be doing? And if not, now it's time for me to reframe that. But first, developing the awareness of like what I'm actually doing, what my habits are, who I am on the inside,
that.
what my challenges are, and like figuring out, okay, what can I utilize to help this particular way that I am work for me versus trying to figure out some sort of like, not to say that medicine is not, something that helps
Yeah.
everyone, but it didn't help me. And so this is a process that works for me that doesn't require me to, in my own opinion, have a coping mechanism in order to like work through the ability to focus. It's really like me working through it on my own and developing different tools and tricks to like help myself. And somehow, some way, it also turns out to like help other people in the same instance.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I really feel I hear everything you're saying. And I think it goes back to being a witness. You're speaking from a place of truth and authenticity that anyone who hears you, they can relate. That's how you really get your message across. I want to ask you about some of those books that you have behind you. Me having written 16 books myself, I say I love books. Books inform you. So just tell me, just pick one. I'm looking at them. Just pick one and tell me the one that inspired you the most and why.
I think they all kind of inspire me in different ways, but the book that I'm reading right now that's really inspiring is actually not over there, it's right here. It's called Many Lives, Many Masters. And this is pretty much just like getting into past life regression and just like the concept that we, live beyond this lifetime. And it's our consciousness that kind of allows us to tap into things that are unseen. So studying the brain and how we have the capacity to go back in time and regress and how all that information is stored there, and it's just about like being able to put enough like intentional action towards remembering those things that will allow us to like uncover other aspects of who we are that can help us feel in a different way, if that makes sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense, and you're absolutely right. I could actually go on and on about that. I love the fact of the idea of time, and sometimes I feel that we get so stuck on some of the things that happen that we can no longer move forward, or we get stuck on what our present moment is seeing, or is what we're seeing in the present moment that we miss what could be. Shell, I need you to talk to some women and men who want to start their journey. You can go to your page and you go out, you perform, you do shows, you take that leap for some who are maybe fearful. Talk to some of them about how to get started and how to just go.
Yeah, I think you kind of just have to go. And you also have to understand that not everyone is going to understand or resonate with your version of creativity. And you just have to focus more on the individuals that do resonate versus the ones that don't.
Mm,
Because just because, there are people on this earth that feel I am extremely talented and should have been famous by now, there are individuals throughout my journey that have communicated the opposite of that. And
mm,
for a long time, I spent, so much time obsessing over the individuals that were like, yeah, you need more work. This is not the route that you should go. You need to stick to a certain lane. The more time that I obsessed over that, the more depressed and the more I resented the gift that I had
mm.
because, you know what I mean? It's so hard
Yeah.
to hear someone tell you, no, you're not good. And then someone tell you, yes, you're good. And then having to battle within yourself to figure out, okay, what do I actually feel? Do I
Hmm.
feel talented? Do I feel that I'm successful? Do I feel like I have a voice? And as long as you believe and you feel that you have the capacity, and as long as that calling is drawing you, it's important for you to see it through because it may not be that singing is the route that you're supposed to go. But like I just explained, throughout my journey, I learned that it's not just about singing, but it's ultimately about being able to utilize my voice to inspire other people to feel, to create, to be whoever it is that they want to be in this lifetime. And I fully 100% believe that everybody has the capacity to get there. And it starts with you believing in yourself
My God.
and not seeking validation from other people in order to develop that faith in your craft and in your gift. So that would be the biggest piece of advice that I would have for anybody who wants to be a creative professional.
My God, Chell, that is good. That is so true. You're right, because we do sometimes get stuck. We get stuck. It's almost like, I mean, I'm going to tell you, for the longest, I wouldn't even post anything on social media because you get stuck. You're like, oh, how many likes did it get? Oh, okay, let me pull that down. But when you push past what people are saying and believe in what you know, that's where you will be able to see the fruits of your labor. Shell, where can we find you, love? Where can we find you?
I mostly create on Instagram. So you can follow me on Instagram at CHELLE Music Official. In my bio, I actually have two other pages. One is for the band that I just started, and we actually host an open mic. So we open the stage for people that are local to Phoenix to come and perform all different art forms and mediums. So yeah, Butterfly Effect Band is in my bio, and then also I also started a hypnotherapy practice called Conscious Creativity Concepts. And so that is also in the same bio. And that's just where I kind of give more information about hypnotherapy, mental health, and wellness, and all of those things. So that's the biggest way. And also in person, like I said, I have the open mic tonight called Open Sessions. It's at Cactus Jack's Live Music from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. And then I also have another open mic on the weekends. So lots of opportunities for other creatives to tap into their talent and their creativity and also to exchange connection with me.
I love that, Shell. Oh my gosh. Okay, do you want to leave us with a song? You don't have to. Just a little bit. Just give us a little bit.
Yeah, so I'll sing the song that I feel like is, well, right now the song that's the most popular is called I'm on a Mission.
Mm.
So I'll sing the verse from that song. Times like this, we gotta work together. This old land won't be here forever if we don't treat it with love and care. Brothers and sisters, let's do our part. Open the floodgates, pour out your heart. Yeah, we can love each other right. No need to pick a side. That's right, I know. Things are gonna get easier. All you gotta do is believe. Come on and sing it with me. I'm on a mission to change the world. I'm on a mission to change the world. Take my hand. Together we can heal this land. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. Woo! Mm. My God. That is so beautiful, Shell. Do y'all hear it? Do you hear it? I'm trying to tell you something. And whoa, what a message you have in that song. My God. Okay. All right. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna pull myself together. I ain't gonna cry because you were right in that message. My God, girl. Okay, Shell, I want to thank you so much for being a guest on my show. Thank you so much, so much. Your voice is so powerful. It is full. I thank you for pouring at this well today. And if anyone wants to get in touch with Shell, I will put all of her information in the description below. We ask that you we ask that you subscribe, we ask that you follow Shell on all social medias. I will put it in the description. Shell, is there any last words that you would like to say to us before we close out?
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you for just creating a space for women, to express themselves, which I feel like is the concept of Women at the Well. And I think that it is a really, really beautiful thing that you're doing, giving individuals the opportunity to share their message and their stories. And I hope that, you continue to be successful and that this, expands beyond, what you have the capacity to dream even in your mind. So I really appreciate you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Shell. Oh my gosh. I've had just, I'm telling you, I am so full. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your kind words. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Woman Witness Podcast, The Stories at the Well. I'm your host, Leah Fortier. Perhaps you were chosen for such a time as this to write, to tell your story, your truth. Until next time, bye.